On Sunday, the Raiders beat the Browns 16-6. The Browns are 5-3. The Raiders are 4-3. And I was really, really impressed with the Las Vegas Raiders in this game. They're still not at full strength on their offensive line. They really haven't been all year. They're still missing their left guard, Richie Incognito, and the right tackle, Trent Brown. The right tackle, Trent Brown, was supposed to play in this game. And then he had a bad IV put into his arm, which got air into his bloodstream and missed the game. Kind of crazy. He had to go to the hospital. But in spite of that, they had this thing in Vegas. They talk about their Fab Five, these 5 offensive linemen that is their best lineup. And they really haven't had them together all year. And in spite of missing 2 of their Fab Five, the Raiders dominated up front in this game. There were 2 drives in the second half where they were just almost 9 minutes. They had one for 8 minutes and 54 seconds and another drive that was 8 minutes and 47 seconds, And the 8-minute, 47-second drive was a 13-play drive where the Raiders ran the ball 11 times. They were pounding the ball up front. They were dominating. They were moving the ball very, very well. Josh Jacobs had 128 yards rushing. The team as a whole had 208 yards rushing. And, there are 2 teams now, in my opinion, that were once bad that are now once again good. The Miami Dolphins were a bad team that has gotten better and is now good. And the Las Vegas Raiders, the Raiders organization, has completely turned around, in my opinion. And I'm sold. I buy in. I go, this is really, really good football they're playing. I buy into the Raiders. Derek Carr, their quarterback, has been very good. I thought he got robbed in this game. Should have had 2 touchdowns. There was a play where I thought pretty obviously Henry Ruggs got 2 feet in bounds. There was like a blade of grass between Henry Ruggs' foot and the out-of-bounds line, and they called it out of bounds. It said the ruling on the play stands, no touchdown. I went, Derek Carr should have had 2 touchdowns in this game. And 3 times this year, I don't know if eye-poppingly is a word, but 3 times this year, Derek Carr has been eye-poppingly good. He grabbed my attention and went, wow, that's a very good football game played by this quarterback. And, that's the Saints game. They beat the Saints in Vegas. They beat the Chiefs. It was a big win. I talked about it. I loved that game to watch. And then now this Browns game. Derek Carr is getting he's really efficient. I'm really impressed with Derek Carr's decision-making. He's getting better and better in this offense with John Gruden. And not only is the quarterback good, the Raiders' defense is getting way better, too. They're making a ton of progress. And so I look at the Raiders, and I'm actually going to raise my expectations for Derek Carr and the Raiders moving forward. The Raiders live and die by Derek Carr. He has to play efficient. And when he plays well, they win. And when he doesn't, they don't. It's kind of that simple. And so I really hope that Derek Carr doesn't punish me for betting on him. And betting on him meaning like I'm going to start saying, my predictions, I'm going to say the Raiders are going to win this game, and I'm going to start really having more faith in the Raiders moving forward. Before the year started, I predicted the Raiders to go 7-9. And I actually want to upgrade my prediction. They're 4-3 right now. I think they're going to finish the year 6-3 and end up being 10-6 when the year was all over. That's a 3-point swing based on what I've seen with the Raiders. I think they're 3 wins better. The 3-win swing, and I think the Raiders are 3 wins better than I thought they were going into this year. So the Raiders' final 9 games are this. They play the Chargers, the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Falcons, the Jets, the Colts, the Chargers, the Dolphins, and the Broncos. That's a stretch where I believe the Raiders can go 6-3 in the next 9 games and finish the year at 10-6. Now, the Browns, they lost this game, and I would not, in spite of the fact, you look at, I remember, initially looking at this game, I saw Baker was 12 for 25 passing, and I went, that's pretty, meh. And I would have figured, the problem in this game was Baker Mayfield. And that's why you don't look at a box score. A box score never properly tells you the story of a game. I would not blame this loss for the Browns on their quarterback, Baker Mayfield, at all. Here's what went wrong for the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. They missed a field goal. Jarvis Landry dropped a touchdown down the left sideline. It's a great ball by Baker Mayfield, by the way. The Browns had, just a number of drops. They had a 3rd and 8 at the edge of field goal range dropped by David Njoku. Myles Garrett got hurt. Harrison Bryant had a fumble. A lot of things went wrong. The fumble, the drops, the missed field goal, Myles Garrett. And none of that, by the way, is Baker Mayfield's fault. I think maybe the only thing you could say is that if you really wanted to nitpick and find a reason to be mad at Baker Mayfield, you could and say, well, maybe since everybody around Baker Mayfield played poorly, maybe Baker Mayfield doesn't do a very good job elevating and rallying the people around him. And I guess if you wanted to say that, that's okay, question mark. I mean, if you want to be that guy and you just hate Baker Mayfield, go ahead, hate Baker Mayfield. Now, I want to briefly mention Myles Garrett. He got hurt in this game, hurt his knee. The next week, the Browns have a bye week. Myles Garrett is expected to be back 2 weeks from now in Week 10 against Houston. But I want to repeat, do not blame Baker Mayfield for this loss. Now, I am developing a concern with Baker Mayfield. Even though I don't think he's the reason they lost this game on Sunday, I think Baker Mayfield does have some Phillip Rivers in him, where he's prone to making emotional mistakes, especially on third down and in the red zone. Baker makes bad throws when he wants first downs or he wants touchdowns, not because they're good throws or good decisions, but because he wants it. That's an emotional decision. I've said that exactly before about Phillip Rivers. He had 2 more dangerous throws on Sunday. On 3rd and 12, he had a throw over the middle that was just a bad decision. It wasn't there. He's forcing it. And I'm starting to pick up on a trend. There was another throw later in the game into the end zone. It's another forced throw because he wants it, not because it's open or because it's there. And so I am curious to see how Baker Mayfield finishes the season. But the Browns, the reason why they lost on Sunday was not because of Baker Mayfield. The Browns got to play better around Baker Mayfield. All year I've been saying the Browns is like this high-performance sports car that needs a driver to just keep it on the road. And guess what? On Sunday, the sports car broke down. It wasn't the driver's fault. The sports car didn't work very well. The Browns didn't make plays around Baker Mayfield. That's not his fault. Now, I'm excited to see how Baker Mayfield does the rest of the year. I'm curious. I want to find out. Because the Browns need Baker Mayfield to play well in order to win, as pretty much every team in the NFL needs their quarterback to play well in order to win. But I don't know. I think that this is a game that Baker Mayfield might get blamed for that just simply is not his fault, even a little bit.